Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Katarina. Today's video is going to be the finale for my beauty budget that I set myself for the end of 2020. So I officially started this project or this beauty budget in the beginning of October, and I gave myself 300 euros that I could spend on beauty during the last 3 months of the year. I filmed the intro in the really late September, so I will link the intro down below. And I also filmed one update in the beginning of November. In that update I talked about where I had spent my budget in October. It wasn't a lot, I had only gone to a hairdresser once and then I had bought a couple of replacement items, so a cleansing oil and a mascara. So I didn't spend much at all. I kind of wanted to save the money for Black Friday and stuff like that. And yes, now we are in December, Black Friday is gone, and I will say I have spent all of my budget, so because of that I thought I would be wrapping up this beauty budget. And there are so many videos that I want to film still in the end of the year, a lot of projects ending, a lot of new projects I want to start, so I have to start filming some of these videos a little bit earlier. I have already spent all of my budget. That being said, I am going to be on a complete no-buy for the rest of this year. I am filming on Sunday 13th of December, so I will need to be on a no-buy for about 2.5 weeks. That shouldn't be a problem because there's really nothing that I'm going to run out very soon. So yeah, what we are going to be doing today is that I'm going to talk about my experience with the budget, and if I'm going to do it next year or if I'm planning on doing something different. And then in the second part of the video I am going to be going through the purchases that I made in November. So I made one purchase in the beginning of November for an indie brand that I'm super excited about, and then I bought some things on Black Friday, so I will be sharing those things with you. But first, let's talk about my beauty budget experience. So as I said, I gave myself 300 euros that I could spend on beauty for the last 3 months of the year, and that had to include everything. And I ended up spending 305 euros and 30 cents. So I went a little bit over, but not a lot. The 5 euros that I went over my budget doesn't really make any difference to me. But what's most important thing to me is that once I went over, I stopped shopping there. Because if it wasn't for the budget, I know I would have spent at least 100 euros or 200 euros more on Black Friday, because Black Friday was just after my payday, so I would have had some more money to spend. I will still want to make it clear that the main reason why I'm trying to control my shopping is not the money. I mean, I'm not rich and that's not a secret. I do work in a job that doesn't pay that well, but at the moment in my life I don't have that much things that cost. For example, my husband and I, at least yet, don't have any children at the moment. Also, we of course don't travel. I mean, nobody's really traveling. So the main reason why I'm trying to control the shopping is not the money, but it's just because I'm someone who gets overwhelmed by things quite easily, and when I do have too much stuff, I feel my life is cluttered. I would want everything to be really kind of like neat and clean, but the more I have stuff, the more difficult it is for me to maintain that. So because of that, I'm trying to control my shopping. Also, I really only want to have things that I enjoy, and I try to not be as impulsive when it comes to purchasing new things. And you know, of course, I do want to be better with my finances, but still, money is not the main thing why I'm trying to control my shopping. I'm not saving for anything special. For example, if I was saving for a new car, let's say, I guess I would be way more motivated to spend less. But of course I still would want to be better with my finances. I don't want to be someone who spends hundreds of euros in a month to beauty, because in the end of the day, once I spend the money, I will never get it back. And in the end of the day, no matter what I buy, and even if it is a product that I do really love, it's not going to make that big of a difference in my life. It's just makeup. But yeah, I am really glad that I did this budget, because I'm sure that if it wasn't for the budget for the end of this year, I would have spent way more on Black Friday, because there were some things that were on my wish list and still are that I have been thinking about, and they were on sale and I thought about getting them. But because I had this budget, I couldn't get everything that I wanted, so I had to be a little bit selective, and that was a good thing. So I'm really glad I did this budget, and I think I learned quite a bit from it. For example, I cancelled my subscription box. I talked about that in my first update video to this beauty budget, so I will link that video down below. But I cancelled the subscription box and I don't want to be getting one anymore, even though 20 euros and a little bit more than that doesn't feel like a big money in 1 month. When you add up how much those boxes cost in a year, it's a totally different story. However, I will say, even though I enjoyed doing the budget now in 2020, in the end of the year, and even though I learned a lot from it and it was a good thing, I certainly saved some money, I don't really think I'm going to be doing a budget next year. And that's mainly because I want to do a low buy, and I will have quite strict rules for my low buy. And I will film a separate low buy intro video where I will explain my rules, but basically I will have some categories where I am on a complete no buy. Then most of the categories are going to be replacements only, and then some selected categories I will give myself limited purchases. So for example, I'm planning on giving myself 3 eyeshadow purchases next year, so that would mean a palette or some singles from an indie brand, but only 3 or maximum 4, I haven't fully decided. But I really do think that with a low buy like that, where I'm limiting the amounts that I can bring in, and some categories are replacements only and some categories I cannot buy at all, the spending should be pretty much under control anyways, because I'm not someone who is ready to spend a lot of money to the products that I buy. It depends a little bit. There are certain high-end products that I just love so much that I keep purchasing them. For example, Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer or their All-Nighter Setting Spray. But with a lot of categories, I have a drugstore option that I love. For example, the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I do go through foundation quite quickly, and I really do love that foundation. I don't even want to try anything higher end. Same goes to the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. So my beauty spending with the low buy should be pretty much under control still, but I will probably keep tracking my purchases anyways. But I just don't really feel necessary to make a separate budget, because with having this budget I noticed that I was still able to purchase quite a bit of makeup, and I can see with having just a budget but not a low buy, I can see there being a risk that I will try to maximize the budget and think how many affordable products I could buy with the amount of money. And that's not really the way I want to think. The point for me is to keep my collection curated and not try to maximize the amount of money that I give to myself. So yeah, because of that, I don't think I will be doing a beauty budget for next year. I will still be tracking where I spend the money. I think that's a useful thing for me to see where my money goes when it comes to beauty, and is there something where I possibly could save. But I am still so happy that I did this budget, because I was able to still get plenty of products, and actually we could start going through the products that I have bought in November. Okay, so I do have here in this little golden basket all of the products that I have purchased in November. So it's mainly makeup. To be completely honest, there's like 2 skincare products and everything else is makeup. So I'm really excited about this, but to be completely honest, I think this is a lot, and I don't want to be bringing in this much of products each month in future. But let's go through these. I don't have too much time because I'm filming on Sunday, and the final Formula 1 Grand Prix in 2020 is going to start in 30 minutes. So I need to be done before that. In the beginning of the month, I placed an order to Give Me Glow Cosmetics. They have been a brand that have been on my wishlist for quite a while. I did buy their Christmas morning eyeshadow palette. This is the reason why I made the purchase. I have been wanting to get this palette for so long and this was constantly out of stock. And then one night in the beginning of November I went to their website and I saw that this one had been restocked the same day. And I had been wanting the palette for so long and I knew that it's going to sell out really quickly. So I decided to place an order to their website and yeah, that's what I did and I'm really glad I did. This palette is absolutely stunning. I am wearing this palette today for the first time, so it is a Christmas themed palette, so it's a perfect palette to be using in December. This is my palette of the month, so if you watched my last video you already saw this. So there are some shimmers, some mattes, some colorful shades, some neutrals. I will say these shimmers, they swatch better than anything else I have ever seen in my collection. I mean, I'm going to show you how the gold swatches. I do have this little bit on my eyes. So I'm barely touching the eyeshadow and look at this. It's incredible. It's so metallic. I will say that I don't consider myself to be a makeup collector, but eyeshadow palettes are the one area where I can see myself having a little bit of collector's mindset. This one totally, I will admit, is a collector's item. I don't see myself using it a lot other than in Christmas season, but I don't think I want to ever let go of this palette. It's so beautiful and I cannot wait to create more looks. Today from this palette I'm wearing some of the more neutral shades and also the reds, and there are still so many things that I can do with this palette. I cannot wait to play with it a little bit more. Another thing from Give Me Glow that I bought is this brush set. They sold this brush set for only at $3 for 4 brushes, so even though I wasn't fully sure if I actually needed a new brush set, I decided to get it because it was so cheap. But actually here are some brushes that I actually feel I kinda need a little bit more into my collections. Then I bought a couple of lipsticks from Give Me Glow. I will say I have been wanting to get one of their highlighters, the one in the shade White Noise, but I decided to not get it yet because I'm panning one shade that looks kinda similar to that. So maybe if I purchase from them another time in future and if I'm almost done with the highlighter I'm panning, I could purchase that. But I wanted to get a couple of lipsticks from them. So they had some of their liquid lipsticks for only $5. So I decided to get the brown one. This is called Brownie Batter. You maybe know that I purchased in the beginning of fall a lipstick from Aromi that was like a really deep, almost like black brown, and I was really disappointed with it because that one actually didn't look like brown. It was just so kind of like black and grey. I hated the color, but I wanted to get a lipstick that is like a truly dark brown. So I got this one and this is exactly the kind of shade that I wanted. I am so excited to try this. I need to wear it soon because yeah, it's a beautiful color, especially for fall and winter time. And then I got one of their lip glosses. It's their Vivid Paint lip gloss and I got it in the shade Liquid Kitty. So this one is like a cooler toned pinky shade. Really pretty. I don't have a lip gloss in this kind of color. The lip gloss was sold at normal price, so I think it was $10. There you can see it, a really wearable cooler toned pinky color. So yeah, really excited about all of my purchases from Give Me Glow Cosmetics. I really cannot wait to play with these products. So let's talk a little bit how much the Give Me Glow order cost me. I will say it came pretty expensive to me. The palette was $34, the lip gloss was $10, the liquid lipstick was $5 and the eye and face brush set was $3, but I had to pay quite a bit for shipping. It was almost $20, or was it even over? And also I had to pay for customs. So in total the order cost me almost 85 euros. Even though I do want to purchase from indie brands, because most of the indie brands that I'm interested in are based in the US, I don't see myself doing it in regular basis because, you know, the international shipping, the customs, all of that, it can be expensive. So yeah, I did end up paying quite a bit for other things than the product itself. And although I'm super happy about these products, I don't regret buying these at all. Purchasing from indie brands where the shipping is expensive and where I need to pay the customs, I consider that being a treat for myself that I would do really only once or twice a year and not too often. But I'm still really excited about all of these products from Give Me Glow and I cannot wait to play with them. Okay, but let's move on. We're really running out of time. I placed one order to Beauty Joint. They had restocked one of the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo concealers. The shade I got is the shade Light Ivory, but I will say that the only con with this concealer, if we don't count the smell, this one smells horrible, but if we don't count that, the only con to me personally is that this one is really hard to get. The only place where I know I can get this from is Beauty Joint and they don't have all of the shades available. They do have this light ivory shade that seems to be a good match for me in winter time, but if you're any lighter than me, I don't think you can find a good shade from there. But if you live somewhere where e.l.f. is better available, I would definitely recommend this concealer. It is amazing and it's affordable, it's really good coverage, but it's not drying at all, so I love it. So I did gamble a little bit and I did get a couple of these light ivory shades, but it seems to be like a really good match to my under eyes. It's just like the hint lighter than my skin tone, where it's not too brightening but just a little bit, and the coverage is really good. So yeah, I got a couple of these from Beauty Joint. I also got the e.l.f. primer infused bronzer in the Forever Sun Kissed shade. I haven't had a perfect bronzer in quite a while. I think after I finished the Physicians Formula Butter bronzer, I haven't had one that is like truly perfect, kind of like neutral undertone. But I had heard people talking about this bronzer and I wanted to give it a go. And I will say this is a really great color to me personally. It's neutral, it doesn't pull like ashy and like weird like some cooler toned bronzers do. It doesn't pull red or anything, but it is not orange, and I really do think this is a great bronzer shade for me. So there it is, you can barely see it. I don't think it swatches the best, but on my skin it looks amazing. Today I'm not wearing this though, but I have tried it and it seems to be like a really good shade for me. Especially during winter time, I don't always want to wear super warm bronzers, and then a lot of the bronzers, they can be almost like a little bit too dark for me. So let's hope that this becomes a new holy grail. So the Beauty Joint order, including shipping, the 2 Camo concealers and the bronzer, was 24 euros, so not a lot. And then let's talk about Black Friday. Actually, I made my first and only Black Friday online purchase the day before from Beauty Bay, because Beauty Bay started their Black Friday sale Thursday evening before the actual day. I was actually working on Black Friday, so you know, I decided to take advantage of the sale. They started a little bit earlier and I bought some things. Let's start with one item that was not on sale. This one is the Ordinary Niacinamide 10% plus Zinc 1% serum. So I personally like to use niacinamide on my skin. I do think it makes my skin brighter and a little bit clearer. So this one wasn't on sale, but the rest of the products are makeup products and all of those were on sale. From Revolution I bought an eyeliner backup. This is the Revolution Renaissance Flick eyeliner. This is the best eyeliner I have ever used, and this is really cheap too. I paid for this one €4.10. I got a little discount, but even with the full price it's about €5. So yeah, it's really affordable and it is really good. It's a really thin felt tip, works amazingly. Another product that I bought from Revolution is one of their luster highlighters. I have been quite curious about these highlighters, and I have been wanting to get a truly peachy highlighter for a longer time, but that seems to be hard to find. I do have like golden champagne highlighters, I do have pinky highlighters and pink champagne highlighters, I do have some kind of like cooler toned highlighters, but something that has like peachy undertone seems to be really hard to find. So I decided to get one of these Revolution highlighters. This one is in the shade Pink Rose. Look at the pan. This one looks so amazing. It is this beautiful rose detail, and this is a beautiful peachy color. It doesn't pull too orange or too peachy, but it's peachy enough so that I think this will be like the most perfect highlighter with some kind of like peachy looks, because sometimes with peachy looks I don't know what I want to be wearing. What comes to highlighter, like I don't know if I should wear my pinks or if I should wear my golds, but this actually looks perfect. So over there you can see it. It is so stunning and it's really blinding too. Looks incredible. I really do love the packaging too. I mean, this doesn't even look like Revolution. Of course, it's a plastic packaging, doesn't necessarily feel the most luxurious, but it looks amazing and I love the gold detail, and the highlighter itself looks amazing. So for this one I paid, what, €7.65. I purchased one eyeshadow palette from BH Cosmetics. I have kind of been collecting their city palettes, not all of them. I don't want all of them, for example, they're trending in Tokyo, not my thing really. But I have the Love in London one and the Beautiful in Barcelona one, and one that I really wanted to add to my collection is the Smitten in Switzerland one. This one was only, what? Do I even have the price that I have paid for this? I have written down that I paid for this €6.85. I can't believe it was so cheap. Normally these are €16. I thought I paid like maybe €9 or something, but I will write to the screen if I actually paid something else and if I have made a mistake. But yeah, this was the palette I wanted to add to my collection next from these city or country themed palettes. It is a really beautiful color story. This is kind of like cooler toned neutral with some pops of colors, and it has a little bit more muted vibe to it, and that is what I prefer. I'm not into super bright colors. This one looks like something that I would absolutely love. So yeah, I am really excited to be trying this palette too. And I really do enjoy BH eyeshadows. They are one of my favorite brands. Then there is one more product that I bought from Beauty Bay. I wanted to get one lipstick, and I'm going to be completely honest. If the other products like the highlighter and the eyeshadow palette were on my wish list previously, this one was a little bit more impulsive purchase, but I don't still regret it at all. So I had calculated that I would have still money to purchase either one little bit higher end lipstick or 10 couple of drugstore lipsticks, and I almost purchased a couple of lipsticks from Revolution. I noticed myself there trying to maximize the amount of money that I have, but then I thought that's not really the way I want to do, and instead I decided to get one lipstick from Melt. Melt is a brand I have been curious about, but I have never tried anything from them. What comes to their palettes, I don't want any of them except the Gemini palette, and that's not vegan because of the matte black, so I'm not really interested in their palettes, but it is a brand I have been curious about. So this lipstick was on sale for €10.85, when normally it was about 15-16 euros, something like that. So I decided to get this one because the Revolution lipsticks, I can get them later for still less cost than this one is. I got their lipstick in the On The Go shade. So this one is like a neutral pinky color. Let me show you a swatch of this. I haven't tried this on yet, but it looks really beautiful, wearable, kind of like everyday pinky neutral shade. So those were all of the products from Beauty Bay. My order total was only €40.15 because I had to left a little bit of my budget to some replacements and stuff like that from store. So on Black Friday, after my shift at work, I went to Soko's Emotion, that is like a cosmetic store here in Finland, and I bought some replacements. The NYX Wonder Stick, I had used my cream contour from the e.l.f. cream contour palette, and I wanted to get a cream contour, so I decided to go with the NYX Wonder Stick one. And at Soko's Emotion, I think everything was either 20% off or 25% off, but for this I paid €10.50. Then I bought the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I have been wanting to try this for so long because I love the original one, and I do have at the moment a deluxe size of the original one. I got it as a gift with purchase somewhere this year, but I wanted to try this anti-aging one because this one actually is vegan, so I decided to get that. And then I bought a backup to my Madara Melting Cleansing Oil. This is my new favorite cleansing oil because it really melts my makeup off. This one cost, by the way, €17.90, and this primer was €20.62. So yeah, in total I did spend to beauty during the months of October and November €305.30. I mean, it's still a lot, I do realize it, but I will say it would have been so much more if it wasn't for this budget. And I'm glad I stopped shopping there. Once I had gone over my budget, I stopped shopping and didn't try to make any excuses why I should buy more, because that kind of behavior would be quite typical for me. And yeah, I'm happy I did this budget. In December I haven't bought anything. I will say I do have the advent calendar, it's back there, and I have been almost every day uploading what I have from there to my Instagram. Sometimes I forget and put out a couple of products in one day, but yeah, I haven't actually bought anything in December, and I'm not planning on buying anything before the new year, and then it will be a low buy. And as I said, I will film a separate video where I will be explaining a little bit my rules to my low buy, my reasons. I'm sure you pretty much know already, but I think I will still talk about those too. But yeah, that's everything for right now. The Formula 1 is starting in like 4 minutes, so I need to go and watch it because the starts are always the funnest part. So thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know, did you buy anything on Black Friday? And what did you get? What are you the most excited about? Thank you for watching, and see you on my next one. Bye bye.